Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond the Label, the first podcast series by the student mental health project SafeInside. My name is Rosie and I'm a first year creative fitness student. I'll be your host today. So in this series, we are going to have some discussion with our coach and student about the topic stereotype. What are they and how could they affect on people? So through this conversation, we hope to create a safe space where real story can be shared and where people can start seeing each other by who they truly are. Beyond the Label. Alright, so today I'm really happy to have a very special guest joining my podcast. Hello, Jetze, and welcome to Beyond the Label podcast. Would you like to share a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm your teacher, your coach, and I have a great group now of 22 students. I work for creative business, and already for almost 18 years, so that's a really long time.
Wow.
Yeah, I also do the happy classes here at school. So you joined that? No, you joined. No, you didn't join that. Yeah, not yet. But
not yet. I'll join in the future.
Yeah. But it's like. We do all kind of things to be aware of some kind of thoughts. It's not to become really happy, but when you're unhappy, you have some tools to be aware of the moment and to be aware of your negative thoughts. And that way you can maybe stop thinking in circles and you can step out and you can say, hey, I'm gonna do something else.
It's just like the way that we can think, like the way that we work on ourselves, self-awareness, and how do we control our mind, like that, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I also just heard that you just published your book, right? The book about happy.
Thank you very much when my daughter became 18, I thought, well, what should be like an interesting present for her, and so I thought, well, maybe I can write a book about happiness. There's a really cool book, and they say, okay, you should join other people, you should do mindfulness, be grateful, and all this kind of stuff. But how and what can you actually do? I didn't find really a book about those things, what you really can do like in practical way, because happiness, I think it's also like a muscle. You have to train it like every day with meditation, with positive thinking, with mindfulness, stuff like that. So in that way, I start writing, and okay, assignment 1, okay, do a yoga exercise, or go outside, go walking. So then I had like 100 assignments, and
100 assignments.
Yeah,
wow.
But also there are proved by literature or by a valuable source. So I looked up in scholars like research on the Google Scholar. Okay, what is research about this topic? And then I tried to find like that it's really based on science.
Based on the research like that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was really amazing, but after 100 assignments, I thought, 265 more to go. So it was a really drag to.
But you did a lot of research on that. Yeah. A lot of assignment. Wow. I'm so respect by that.
Yeah, but it was, when I finished it, then we had to do the layout and stuff like that. Well, you know it because you also wrote a great book.
We also have a product for SafeInside.
So I think we already spoke about it, but it's quite a lot of work to think about and to test it.
True.
But now it's but it's only in Dutch. So
because
sorry.
you republished that. Unfortunately. Would love to have that in English as well.
But I try to translate it in English, like probably in the fall. So hopefully,
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I can give you
I'm looking
a
for
copy.
I can't wait to be the first reader of your book. Wow, amazing. I mean, like what you have doing so far, like what Jetze has doing so far, just like inspired me a lot. I mean, like especially also like not just the happy class, but like also his work in the CB student support, and also like as my main coach, he just like always give me energy. Very positive energy every lessons that he give to our class, and he just makes studying so much fun. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, so let's now start with something simple and fun. What are you drinking today?
Well, I drink green tea.
Ooh, all right. Why did you choose it?
It's delicious, and normally in the morning I always drink coffee, like 3 or 4 cups, and in the afternoon I really get thirsty, so it's really nice to drink tea.
I mean, like when talking about drinks, I also see that there's like some people who like a little bit making some assumption to other people based on what they drink, or just simple like small thing in life, like what they wear, what they post on social media, and that's also like yeah the connection to our topic today, that is stereotype. So right, so from your perspective, how would you describe a stereotype?
Ooh, I think a stereotype is when you judge a book by its cover and not about the content. So you form like an opinion about somebody based on the external
just
things.
like the
Yeah,
first
what you see.
impressions and
Yeah, first. Yeah, exactly. First impressions, and not really about the person itself, like the inner person.
yeah. Let's move on to the next question. This is going to be a little bit about your personal experience with stereotype. So, have you ever been in a situation where someone had a stereotype on you?
Yeah, I used to live abroad in Costa Rica, and there was a tour guide, and but I just came there after my studies, so I was also a little bit broke, and but people thought I was this rich Western guy, and they're like, oh yeah, oh you can borrow me some money, or you can pay for my drinks or whatever.
They told
And
you are rich and have a lot of money.
yeah,
Wow.
it was actually good, but when I stopped working, so it went a little bit better. But yeah, you always, I think when you're in another country and people see that you, yeah, are different, then there are already assumptions made. But it was not always negative, but I felt
Yeah,
it.
could also a little bit positive as well, right?
Yeah.
Just like depend on the way that we see it.
Actually, I had also assumptions about some people I met at the bicycle shed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the morning, like it was like a couple of months ago. I came there and there was nobody else except two guys, and they looked like a little bit like, well,
Well,
shabby. Well,
alright.
yeah. Well, there was one guy. He was, I think, of 40 years old, and he had like a Mediterranean look.
And how do you think about them?
Perfect. I loved
Okay,
them. Yeah.
all right,
But it was like also with his clothes, and it was also another guy, and he had like a Western look, but he was a Western guy look, and he was a little bit young, but he had like a little bit greasy hair.
Okay.
I thought they wanted to steal a bicycle. They wanted to steal something. So I said, "Hey guys, what are you doing here?"
Okay,
A little
so you
bit
asked
loud.
them, yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they said like, "Well, nothing. We just here." So I said, "Okay, but what do you need?" And they said like, "We work here." So I was like,
Oh my God, they work there?
yeah, I'm so
I
sorry
see.
for
Oh,
for
no.
my assumptions." But it was like more like, "Hey, don't steal the bicycles," you know. So it was so
Okay.
embarrassing
Yeah.
for them, but also for so I'm never gonna say anything again. When somebody steals a bike, just steal it and have the thing, you
I
know.
mean, at least that you have the good idea, just like protect other bikes, but yeah.
But I
unfortunately, that they work there.
yeah, I said sorry, a thousand times sorry, but it was so stupid. But it's yeah, sometimes it's yeah, it's also in the eye of the beholder, and I think it's yeah, you can make mistakes,
Yeah,
and as
true.
long as you aware of that, and I think as long as you say sorry about that, and I said like a thousand times.
Thousand, I'm sorry.
When people have like really negative stereotyping.
Yeah, that was gonna be like a little bit annoying to the people who like got being stereotyped by the other people as well.
Yeah.
'Cause they just like judge you on your profile page and not really understand like who you truly are.
Yeah, and especially on the skin of your the color of your skin,
yeah,
and
that's
especially
true.
on your the way how you dress. So yeah, that's really dangerous and really bad.
All right. Then I mean, like follow up from that, like why do you think stereotype can like affect on people so much? Is it always in a negative way, or is there any chance it's gonna be more like positive and negative way as well?
I think still in the most of the time it's negative.
yeah, that's valid.
I also hear like stories in student support about students who get discriminated, and it's not only about the skin of the color, but also the way how they dress or in what kind of way, and it can also always be like really subtle, you know, that you think
yeah.
that's the most dangerous and scary thing, that you think, oh, there's nothing happening, but for the person itself, it feels like, oh, these small kind of things, it can be really dangerous, really bad.
Thank you so much for your sharing about your experience and also like how do you think about stereotype. Yes, I think that was very thoughtful and a little bit follow up from that topic that we just mentioned about. I would think that because like the main topic is about stereotypes, so I would believe there's gonna be like someone who also experienced something similar like that. For example, like being judged by other people or like being stereotyped by other people. Then what would you like to say to them, or do you have any advice that you would like to give to them?
Yeah, well, first of all, talk about it with your peers, and with your friends, and with family, and try to find out if it's only you, or is it really not normal that people judge you about your cover. Also, talk with the people who are actually doing it, and maybe you can find also some mediation, for example, with student support or with some fellow student. Because I think here in NHL Stenden, I think the most people are quite open, but sometimes they do it not on purpose. So if you're going to talk, and if they do it on purpose, then you can say, okay, that is not really what I like. So can you maybe stop doing that, and or maybe do it in another way, but just talk about it, address it.
Keep straight communication.
Yeah, because I think it can also prevent that these people do it with other people. So we should teach each other. We should learn from each other. So if you don't talk about it, people will never find out. And then they become more aware of what they say and what it does with people.
So the main point that you would advise on people is like just like stand up for yourself and speak up for yourself. If you got like any like wrong stereotype from other people to you, then just say it, right? Just say it out loud and have a talk with like the people who did that. Maybe you guys can understand each other more.
And also maybe not like in a judgmental way, or like, but you always tell me that I'm like that. But like talk about, hey, did you hear what you said, and what do you exactly mean by that? And ask open questions. I think that's also can help. Like ask them, so why do you say that, and what do you think I am like that? And then you can have like a conversation. Then hopefully we can solve this problem. And it will always happen, because there's also sometimes some misunderstanding from the example what I said. Like
it could also just be like misunderstanding each other.
So, but I think if you talk about it, we come.
And we can understand each other more. I mean, like by the end of the day, like the stereotype is just like the opinion that other people have on the other people, just based on the first impression, right? So just as long as we can like make sure that we understand about each other more better, or maybe like not really like maybe other people, that we can just somehow a little bit stand up for yourself, or maybe we can just like dealing with ourselves within ourselves, like ignore that, don't care about that, or something like that. I think it also work for you in that case. Then, all right. Thank you so much for sharing that, and I think that also means a lot to the people who are like listening to this episode. And I believe that also reminds us to the people like everyone all have your own story, and no one should be like reduced to a label. And that is also the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for being here with me and sharing your thoughts. So honestly, do you have anything that you would love to share to the audience before we end this episode?
Be friendly to each other, and make love, not war.
All right. Wow. Amazing.
And keep on rocking in the free world.
Yeah! Thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. If this episode is somehow resonate to you, always remember that you are more than assumption or stereotype. And this is Beyond the Label, the podcast series by SafeInside.